Welcome back. I have my decaf. Hi Mac, hi X, if you guys are watching. It's Adventures in Stereo Recording, part 2 of recent stuff. Live to YouTube, where we live. And today, we're still working on this one. So, without further ado, it's going to be an interesting day. I've been working with Tuba, and my bandmates are driving me nuts. Okay. Glad we had that entered into evidence. Here we go. Okay, so if you were with me last time, what I did recently was, in the intervening period, I've gone through and I have pulled out a bunch of mouth noises and such, and breath, because they were driving me nuts. I've copied and moved around a lot of the a lot of the tuba ideas because I like them. I've cut some of the solo out and moved it around a bit, which is sort of in here. And I've noticed that when the bass and the tuba both hit the same note, it starts to get really nuts. So I've decided to prioritise the tuba and to drop the bass out, as you can see from this, which would be the volume of the bass. So together, it sounds like this. That seems really loud on your send out too. I might actually just drop that down a bit, because that was going into the way red. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I decided not to mess with the channel strips that I added, but I did use the Ozone mastering filter. So the idea of the top-down mastering thing, as explained to me by Mix Engineer from Discord, is that using the mastering filter, you'll actually hear what it will sound like at the end of the chain. So you're mixing towards a final picture. So that's why it's probably gotten a lot louder, and so sorry about that if your ears just went bing. All right, let's try it again. It's still looking pretty hot. That's probably better. Now some great ideas in the tuba. And it's done by Catherine Casbo Jones. I went and Googled it. That is cool. So when she's done these ideas, I've moved them to where I think they'll do good in supporting the chords, etc. Now I've also got some guitar stuff up here which supports the chords, but I don't like the tone of the guitar, so I've kind of ditched it, and I'm using the tuba to do more of the support. But again, now what I've got is I've got all this bottom end, so blob, 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 blob down the bottom. Kind of dig it though. So the rest of it, as you can see from just the repeating wave patterns here, that is so 70s cop show. All right. And so then we go into the middle 8, which is over here. All right. Yeah. Okay, so what I decided to do was, because I was really digging what the tuba was doing, but the tuba is such a dominant instrument. It's the same thing I found out about cello, was that you put one of those suckers anywhere near a microphone, the microphone belongs to that instrument. So what I've done, because I've got a real feeling of American football marching band, I've gone in and I have put some panning in place. So as you can see here, the panning gets a bit wild. It starts going from left to right a bit because that was fun. All right. So what I've done for what I would call the solo is I've moved it hard left so that it doesn't interfere with the guitar. I'm liking this Nashville guitar quite a lot. All right, I'll turn both of them on so you get a vibe. Oh, geez. Kaz has just gone nuts. This whatever she's doing here is just bonkers. The thing that really thrills me, though, is just the tuba stabs. So let's get rid of that exceedingly loud guitar for the time being and just have a listen to these cool tuba stabs. Yeah, and we can piff the overly loud. Oops. No, I want solo. You guys can be quiet for a moment. So just have a listen to these. These are great noises. Where's she start? She starts here. Oh, yeah. Now, I might wind up, as we move further into the process, going through different reverb ideas on this. But suffice to say, my first tasks were to clean everything up, which I did, to put some EQing on things, which I did, and now I'm not so sure that I'm going to do anything to the drums beyond what I've done, especially at this point, because at this point we might just get it to a level and then send it out to the cellar fellas for their own views, see what they come back with. All right, so to give you an indication, let's have a look at what else we've done. I've really enjoyed this Nashville, so I've kind of soloed it out. I've tried to avoid the things that are clashing with each other. So on these low notes, the bass and the tuba, and the fact that this Nashville guitar just seems so dominant. Now I also went and added a vocal effect, because I'm really thinking of Hey St. Peter by Flash in the Pan. And if you know anything about those guys, they were Australian legends and one of the best songwriting teams we have produced here. Everybody knows and knows. Oh, okay, that's really... It's loud at my end. All right. Okay. So I might just drop the level down so I can listen to it a bit more. All right, come on. Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in. So on the EQ thing, basically I've dropped all the top end or the bottom end off. I've used a isotope effect, which is, I think, a speaker. So it's equivalent to putting it out through a small, crappy speaker. All right, so that basically covers everything that I changed since we last listened to the song. And I'm not really expecting to do too much more in this session other than start to listen to it and see what's working and what isn't working. Right now I think the vocals, maybe that way, maybe not. I think the guitars, though, could possibly... So I think you'll see what I mean here. So if we just isolate the guitars... So I think things like that, boom, 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 that's just that's the sort of stuff that needs to be reinforced. And we, as we can see here, if we leave the mute on but add the solo in, we can see that these other bits which I've kept silent are reinforcing it. But I just don't like the tone. Yeah, I mean, I just wind up... I kind of feel like I'm in Erik Estrada's underwear. Now, I know many of you are now Googling Erik Estrada's underwear. I really don't recommend that. If you are Gen Z or younger, let's just say it's a cop show. All right. So I don't think I really like those guitars. It's not that the part's wrong, I just think the sound is wrong. So I'm going to leave them back in the quiet space. Let's put it all together and let's just start listening from the front. See, I think it's missing some stuff at the front, but I don't know. Drum sounds pretty nice. So you can hear the tuba reinforcing that. So just to solo out to show you what the tuba's doing. I mean, I swear somebody's going to be charged for some offence any moment. Surely this is the soundtrack to some cop show. I think the guitars are still... Yeah, I think the Nashville's too strong here. So as you can see, what I've been doing on the Nashville is I've been working with its level, and I think its level is good during the verse. I think it needs to dominate the verse, but during those bits I think it needs to probably go. So let's just see where that ends. Okay, right, so that's where it comes back in. So what we're going to do is we'll piff that, and we'll go to, and we'll just drop that down a bit. Yeah, it's better. That sounds nicer. I like that reinforcement on the tuba. Every time I say tuba, I start thinking of tubers. I could do an American accent for some of this if it would. If I direct you to our Patreon and you send me $5, you can tell me what accent to do it in. The reason I'm not interrupting this is some thought about the placement of the guitars, how they sound all together, and how close I am to this microphone. Closer, further away. De Niro, De Faro. Yeah, I don't really need to interrupt it other than to narrate it, because so far... Now, you'll see what I mean about the guitars being dominant. If I drop them back in, these supporting guitars, if I drop them back in that section, they just take over. Come on now, you know you're only human. I think the part's right. I'm just not sure about the sound. But you never know your luck. It has the advantage of already being done. Okay, so there's Paul's. That'll be Michael Rosenthal's there. Okay, plus Mr. Rosenthal is doing a particularly fine job on the Nashville tuning. Come on now, you know you're only human. Yeah! Okay, so what I've done here is I've got three instruments competing for your attention. So what we've done is we've layered the intro. So I think these stabs from the tuba are just dynamite. And then there's a guitar part that Paul is doing. And we'll go to his guide part, and it's these things. Don't do that. I'll move this mic closer. Watch out for the clicky noise. Whoop, thumpy. Ah, there we go. Now I'm more on mic. Okay, so let's have a look at this guitar guide, because these parts, this is great. This is all Anthem of the Common Man, Pink Floyd-y. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good sound. Listening to some of this in isolation starts to make me wonder about remixing this, or sort of spacing it out so you can hear some of these parts together. By the time you put them all in the soup, it all gets a bit, well, soupy. All right, let's... So for this section, what we've done is we have layered in what I'm calling the solo tuba stuff, which just sort of does this kind of crazy Casbo jazz improv. Now, if you were with me yesterday when I described some of the playing as filling a tub with yogurt and doing jazz, it really is fabulous, fabulous playing. And any commentary is merely my facetiousness and not a jot on her fabulous job. Now, gentlemen, if you're listening to this, if you can repeat that noise, you will be successful on various dating applications and also possibly on several television shows. Oh my goodness me. Oh dear, Casbo, you are a legend. That is some serious jazz tuba. Hang on, I'm going to do finger snaps. Oh yeah. Oh man. But then she goes into this really cool sort of American, good old-fashioned American football sort of band thing here. So what I've done is I've put it into panning mode, so it was like a high school football band doing all that stuff and swinging it from left to right. And hopefully what that allows me to do is it allows me to keep the piece in there without necessarily dominating the vocals because it's under a verse. Anyway, having showed some of the skeleton of the delightful noises, what I've done is I've tried to introduce Paul's guitar first while some tuba's happening, then the Nashville tuning, then the solo tuba, and you put it all together and then it runs into the last verse. It goes a bit like this. Right, then from there back into the verse. So I'm not going to try to, this isn't the finish session. This is the get the concept together session. It's getting pretty close. And from here, what I'll probably wind up doing is I'll be sending this to the guys and saying, okay, what would you like to do? Fix, change, move, or otherwise? So it's going to run into the final verse, and then to an outro. So for that, I'll only sort of stop and interrupt it if I think there's anything I need to change or fix. So if you see the little, one day I'll get the camera on me too when I'm inclined to go to the technical setup that it requires, which is not this afternoon. But yeah, I think we're getting close to a first mix on this. So all right, let's just run this session. I'm really enjoying that breakdown. I'm wondering if there's more I can do with it. All right, let's run from, I don't know whether to call this the middle eight or the solo. Anyway, maybe one more instrument over the top. Oh yeah. 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 That final bit is Teo saying, I will stop the song when I feel like stopping the song. So we might actually just go and trim that section now. Okay, so I need a little bit more, and then I need a little bit more there because of that cymbal. When he immediately starts fiddling around. Okay, so he's got a final thump there. Alright, so let's... Oh God, he's added all sorts of crap at the end of it. What are you doing, dude? You know, I have a lot of sympathy or deep feeling now for all the engineers over the course of time who have done this fiddly little job. Okay, so I guess what I might do is, what is that? What is this one? This is the, oh, that's the bass. Why am I trimming the bass? Oh, because I brought it down here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can just get a solid stop. Close enough. We'll give that just a little bit more breathing room. Or does he start doing weird stuff? Yes, he starts doing weird stuff. I have a hyperactive Dutch drummer. This is from 2017 though, so he can be forgiven. Okay, and we'll just curtail that. Now, the only thing I thought in listening to that at the end of that was that the Nashville guitar just seems to be too hot. So as you can see, I've already messed with it. So I've dropped it a lot there at the start. Then I've amped it during those sections. So it's hotter at the front. And then here, I've dropped it. So I'm going to drop it a bit more. Let's see what we get. You know that we ain't going nowhere. Yeah, so some of the ideas of moving this stuff around are good and some of them aren't so much. But it's only affecting this lower stuff, and that other stuff up there should be fine. All right, well, all things considered, maybe that just needs to come down a bit. So where are we in the song here? Oi! Oi, 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 oi. That's such a... Hopefully I've got the level all right for you guys. Let's just drop that down a bit.
You know that we ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I added the bumps. I liked them so much I decided to bring them into the end of the song too. I love that noise. All right. All right, well, I think all things considered, I think we're almost there. Well, in terms of what I've got to do for now anyway. All right, well, let's just bring it all together. I'm still going to leave these reinforcing guitars out. I could try re-EQing them, but it's the sort of stuff that Paul can just play directly into the machine here. All right. Oh, there's a second acoustic guitar there. Why weren't you thinking about that? Is that what part of the problem is? You've been turning the wrong thing down. You've been turning the Nashville down, and this is the problem. Well, let's put that together with the Nashville, see what we're getting. Yes, you ning-nong. You thought you were fixing that. You weren't fixing that. Those guitars are together. Okay, so how are you going to fix this? I guess what we'll do is we'll put the Nashville stuff all together with the acoustic guitar. And then what we'll do is we'll put another mastering track over the top. We'll make these guys part of it, which will be acoustic guitar, sub bus. And what we will do is we will use the new bus that we have created. We'll pop the volume control in. Is it the pre-effect? Okay, cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to match. So we'll just go to the part where... Okay, there we go. Thank you. Bingo. So, boof, boof. It's because it's not solid. All right. So we're just going to match that. Because really all I've done is I've just affected the high frequency. There's two acoustic guitars in there. One's high frequency, which is the Nashville, which was a trick that we picked up from, or that Michael picked up from, I don't know where he picked it up from. Okay, I can ditch that after I've done what I'm doing. All right. So I'm scooping out sections at the moment. It looks like we're dropping here a little bit. But probably because I was doing the wrong thing. Okay, now what I can do is I can go to this envelope. Reduce it, take that back to 0 dB, get rid of it so I don't need to see it. And we ought to get this. Some of these component parts are so good, it makes me want to do something else with them, or I want to do something else with them, I just don't know what. Okay, so I've flatlined that there, so maybe I don't want to flatline that there. Maybe I just want less. Okay, all right, well, now let's put all these together in a colour so that I can make this a little bit easier to manage. One random colour. All right, those guys are all together there. That's the acoustic sub. I've done it again, haven't I? I have. I've done the wrong one. Okay, volume, pre-effects visible. Okay, so we're going to make that. We just have to repeat this. That's 2 errors in 1 minute. Fantastic. Fortunately, and I will praise this program, I've used a few over the course of time, and yes, I know there are Pro Tools and all sorts of excellent things, but I've got to tell you, for the money that I have spent on this little sucker relative to its performance, I have spent a lot more to do a lot worse. Except for the errors, which are purely mine. All right, here we go. Okay, what did you just do there? So that's your submaster. No, you did do the right thing. You were mucking around there. All right, well, I was wrong when I thought I was wrong, which makes me even wronger. Let's adjust that back to 0. Okay, I put it down to too much decaf this morning. Okay, so that's the sub bus. So, AC guitar sub bus. Help me to know it. Okay, so now I don't need to see the volume level on that. I've got the dropouts and the reductions across the Nashville guitar, including its reinforcement, the acoustic guitar. Let's put it all together. All right, I think we might be getting close to first mix. All right, let's run it through, and I will now only stop it if I think I've got to do something. In the background, you might see me turning things up or down. All right. Okay, so definitely the da-na-na-na-da, they are not strong enough without something else in there. So they're going to need something, but I just don't want to put these. I'll try it. And I don't like that sound at all. They're flamming. They're not playing in unison. No, not liking those. And I think it's simply the sound that they've got through the amp there. It's all a bit brutal. Let's have a listen to this thing. Okay, so that's just a reinforcement part. Let's see what this is. No, that's definitely one of those things I don't want. All right, let's try her again. Might turn the snare up, I think. No, I can't. I can't drop that acoustic guitar out. I was correct to leave. I was correct to leave. That's just a complete error. It completely drops out. You can hear the difference.
About it, cry about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
No, that's just a bunch of fails. No. Isn't undoing what you've just done perfectly wonderful? Control Z is your friend. Control Z. Control Z is your friend. Remember that. Okay. Yep. See, I'm becoming more comfortable on these shows. The madness is starting to leak out past the music. Now they're too dominant.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about.
Okay, so they are too dominant there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is drop them down a bit, just not quite as much as I had. Okay.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in.
No, actually, I'm losing my way on these acoustic guitars. Let me stop and think about this for a moment. I think these... God bless me, I think they need to be louder. All right. Well, wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. Wouldn't be the first time this session I've been wrong. What's this one? That's Nash 11. All right. Let's take you down. Acoustic, so that's the acoustic guitar sub bus overall. You're at 0 and I'm at 0.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in.
Yeah, I think it's got to be louder there. Okay, so what do I think needs to be done? I think, do we need to turn up this one? Okay, I think this is what I'm doing. That's too much, so I'm just going to...
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in.
No, I'm going to have to... I've turned the actual slider underneath it. I think I'm actually going to have to turn that entire bus up. All right, let's give it a solid bump. Let's bump it up by, call it 1.5 dB. That's a lift. See what we get now.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it.
No, it needs a lift. All right, so where's the vocal start there? Now what I'll do is I will actually bring the vocals up, this entire subgroup up. I'll bring them up on this device so that I can see roughly where I need to lift them. Okay, so that's where they start. So I think what I need to do is I need to lift them there. I think I need to lift them there underneath the vocals. They need to be the main part. You might have lots of other guitar, but that's the acoustic guitar's place to really shine. It's got the real... And this song owes such a debt to Hey St. Peter by Flash in the Pan, because that's exactly who we're stealing all the cool ideas from, because their ideas were really cool. All right, let's try this.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in. Everyone is gonna tell you.
And now it's too much. All right. Oh, it's 5 dB, no wonder. We need to bump that up. 1.8's cool. Okay, and now let's just go check the ending of it. Did we go too far there? So I see we've got a couple of viewers. God bless yous. If it's UX and UMac, welcome to the show. If it's anybody else, welcome to the show equally. Hello, cellar dwellers. All right, let's see what we get now.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in.
Okay, so I think the mistake that I've made is, now that I've grouped everything together, the Nashville guitar actually needs to come up. So let's check it to see what I've done to the volume. Nothing. Well, that's excellent. So let's do something to it. Let's lift it at those same moments. So as you can see, we are basically following along with where we're lifting the track in general. Okay. I don't want it to go up too much, but just enough, and it'll be the same thing here. Doo-doo. As Bob Ross might say, they're happy little accidents, but in this case, more accident than happy. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, I'm peaking.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in.
I am not liking the way that I have done this, so what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to change my approach. I think I'm going to get rid of those markings. I think I'm going to take the acoustic guitar as I had it before, and I'm going to take it outside on its own level. All right, let's see what we get now. I think I've just tamed the acoustic guitar too much.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in. Everyone is gonna tell you about it. So what you gonna do about it? Laugh about it. Cry about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
So now it makes the tuba part sound a bit too weak, which is why I think we'll have to have guitars reinforcing it, which makes sense. And okay, let's just listen to the acoustic guitars at the end of the song.
Hey brother, did you hear the commotion? The word is out. The word is out. All the careful plans are set in motion.
Okay, I think I want to turn this guitar up a little bit. Let's have a look at what I've got. So let's drop that down. Let's turn that one up a little. Let's do that actually here. All right. Yeah, let's see what we get.
Everyone is gonna tell you about it. So what you gonna do about it? Laugh about it. Cry about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Everybody's gonna get a piece of the action. The fix is in. The fix is in.
So now I wonder if I've got to turn Paul's guitar up a tad. So his guitar will be one marked as the guide.
Everyone is gonna tell you about it. And what you gonna do about it? Laugh about it, cry about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Okay. I'm turning that up and down in my headphones a bit.
Everybody's gonna get a piece of the action. The fix is in. The fix is in. Guaranteed to get you satisfaction. All you gotta do is keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Come on now, you know you're only human.
So I think that guitar from Paul needs some verb, but what we're going to do is, it's just that part. So what I might do is I might duplicate it. Call it a verb channel. Piff everything I don't need. That's the one. Okay, so let's get rid of the stuff before it. It doesn't go for too long. Okay, then back into the normal. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Leaving us with... Angry Paul. Okay, now let's whack some verb on it. I reckon it probably already has verb. Oh, yes, it does. Dark and spacious, using Near Verb Pro from Isotope, who are not paying me, I'm paying them. So I'm using it because this is what I got. All right, let's up the verb level a lot. Nice. All right, let's put it together with its... Okay, that's really too loud. So what we'll do is we want the verb to be bigger. And when we add more reverb, we put it further away, which makes it softer, which is good because it's what we need at the moment. And the verb is not big enough, so I will embiggen it. So I've just embiggened it with all of the extra embiggening. That's better. Hearing it by itself. So putting that in together with the, I won't call it, it's not a dry signal, but the sound of the guitar closer to you is by itself. And I've got a bit of room sound on it, or reverb, but you put the two of them together. Yeah, much more, yeah, that's all right. Now let's put it all together. Might have to turn it down a little bit, because it might have just made things a little bit too loud on that one. What is that? That is the guitar verb. So I'm going to drop that down a bit, and guitar guide, I'm going to give them their own colour to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, there we go. All right, so coming out of the end of the second verse into this middle part. Bomb, bomb. Yeah. Every time I hear Cass's freeform, oh my goodness, the tuba, it sounds like you're making out with a wild African elephant in love. What noise does it make? Well, you heard it here first on Adventures in Stereo Recording. A wild elephant making love. Gentlemen, if any of you guys can, if any human listening to this, if you can make that noise with your mouth, you have a future in relationships with females. And some men. All right. I'm sure I clicked on YouTube when I was setting this up saying it was not suitable for children. But that was because of the music, not because of what I'm saying. All right, let's try this again. And coming up to the middle bit. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, I think that verb at the end there is wrong. Okie dokie, let's zoom in a tad. As you can tell, this is a task for people who like going over the same thing over and over and over again. So if it's not your bag, I totally understand. And it wasn't mine until COVID came along and we couldn't get in the studio. I mean, other than the years I spent studying it and doing it, but that's a different story. Okay, so I think that part needs... I think his re-entry into the song, which is just this bit here. I think that needs to be reinforced, but I don't want it all verby. God bless me, I'm going to have to do another bloody track. Okay, fine. Alright. If I wasn't so damn fussy, I wouldn't be so damn fussy. Okay, so that's all I need to reinforce is just that part. So we put it all together. It just should make that element stick out a little bit. I didn't want the reverb on it because the reverb takes it away from being present. I want it to be, that's the re-entry to that part of the song. Let's just check the levels there. That's a bit hot. Like that, I think the acoustic guitar is absolutely the instrument to carry the song through that section. But now is the tuba sounding too weak? Because I've dropped it. That's one of the reasons. I've dropped it down a little bit. So let's piff those marks, which ought to put it back at 0 dB. All right, let's hear it again. Now, I think there's a tuba part missing. Bum, 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 bum. So I'm going to have to pinch that and put that back in there. Bum, 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 bum. What's this doing? Hey, Mum, guess what I did in class today? I learned how to do this. Okay, so the thing is, if I reinforce that by adding in the tuba parts when she's doing the bom, 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 when we're going through those chords, she's doing a lifting chord pattern earlier. Let's have a listen. No, it should be here. I think I need that. I think I need that there. I think it's missing there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, all right. Well, I think I've got to go pinch that from here then. I don't want to interfere with the other stuff she's doing though. Okay. How am I going to do this without dropping that in on... Okay, so I'm going to have to ungroup it. Then I'm going to move this stuff across, which will not cause me any grief to do. I just got to find the right spot. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, so it's there. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da, bum. Okay, there it is. There is my spot. We'll just put a little marker on it, shall we? Okay. Sometimes you've got to ask yourself, what would Bob Ross do? Why, he'd do his hair in a perm. It's late. It's late. It's late. Okay, let's try that again. The noise is just awesome. You know, I'm tempted to say, how do you take yourself seriously as an orchestral musician when I realise I play harmonica and frankly no one takes us seriously. So... Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da, bum, bum. Okay, so I think I've got to do that again. Bum, 2, 3, 4. Ba-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da. You're late. You're late. Let's zoom in. You're quite a bit late. Okay, here we go. And one's just slightly ahead of the other. But again, I'm not going to... Some of these errors you leave in because it's humanness. Okay, let's just... And some of it's just downright annoying. Okay, no, we're good there. All right, let's try that. Bum, bum. Okay, so let's find out if that makes sense in context. Yeah. Except I think that second time it's redundant. But maybe what I need to do is I just need to turn that bit down a bit. So what I might do is, rather than extending that across the whole track, I might just bring the internal audio down of these parts. I've got to hand it to Reaper. This is a good program. I mean, yes, all the plugins, etc., are doing a lot of the work, and they're doing the EQing. But for what you get, bang for your buck for what I spent on it, which is under $100 US or something. In fact, it was $79. That was what it was. But anyway. Okay, I can always hear. I can already hear. Okay, with the vocals. So what I've done is, as you can see, I moved the vocals up so I could see where they sit relative to this guitar so they don't interfere.
I'm telling you, you best
Okay, that's just a little bit hot over the Vox. Okay, that's because I've amped this. What the heck did I amp it? Plus 4 dB. Man, that's a big jump. Let's bring that down in general and bring that down further. All right.
Hey, brother, did you hear the commotion? The word is out. The word is out. All the careful plans are set in motion. I'm telling you, you best remember who your friends are. Who your friends are. You know that we ain't going nowhere.
I think I'm missing, because I've, at the end here, solo tuba volume. Okay, because I've put this panning in, I'm moving it left and right. I think it's losing too much intensity. So I think I'm actually going to have to lift that up a bit. Yeah, all right, we'll see what happens now. It can start after the solo.
Hey, brother, did you hear the commotion? The word is out. The word is out. All the careful plans are set in motion.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you best remember who your friends are. Who your friends are.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that second run. I think it's interfering between. Well, let's solo them. Solo the tuba bus. How often do you get to say that? Solo the tuba bus. Yeah, I'm never not going to laugh. Do it. Serious mixing engineer. Except I think I want that travelling further across to the right speaker. If you're listening to this like me on headphones, yeah, I want the motion to be a little bit more, a little deeper. All right, I definitely feel like Bob Ross. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. Yeah. If you're not feeling better after hearing that sound, eat some fibre. Okay, well, I've just checked my time. It's about an hour's worth of this. I don't think I've got too much further to go before I start sending it out to the guys for their comments. So the first thing I need to do is say thank you to everybody who's joined me for this session. And I think what we'll do is we'll do a, I think, quick run of the whole song, and I'll sign off, and I will see you again the next time we're doing this Adventures in Stereo Recording. Okay, I've got to move that directly, otherwise it'll make noises as I go backwards. Here we go. The fix is in. Calling all cars. Calling all cars. Calling some cars. Calling cars who have something I can call them on. It's called extemporization. Yeah, that's all right. And at the end of it, we get to find out who murdered the butler.
Everybody knows and no one's talking about it. The fix is in. The fix is in. Everyone is gonna tell you about it. So what you gonna do about it? Laugh about it. Cry about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Acoustic guitar's too hot.
Everybody's gonna get a piece of the action. The fix is in. The fix is in. Guaranteed to get you satisfaction. All you gotta do is keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Come on now, you know you're only human.
Yeah! And now the elephants make love.
Hey brother, did you hear the commotion? The word is out. The word is out. All the careful plans are set in motion. I'm telling you, you best remember who your friends are. Who your friends are. You know that we ain't going nowhere.
You have been listening to Adventures in Stereo Recording. Today's session, the fix is in. And look forward to hearing from you on one of our socials. See you next time.